Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us on this webinar today, an overview of Zoho CRM. Myself Ramya will be presenting you the webinar today. I'll be taking you through Zoho CRM and explain you what it has to offer for your business. By the end of the session, I'm sure you will be able to get started with all the working bits in place. Alright, before we get started, I'd like to bring to your kind notice a few basic things. If you have any questions during the course of the webinar, feel free to type in them on the questions box. I'll be happy to answer all the questions that you may have. I'm also recording the session and will send you out a follow-up email with the recorded version and with other useful details. I'll be running few quick polls in between just to understand the usability of the features. Also, we request you to share your feedback about the webinar on Twitter mentioning @ZohoCRM or by tagging us using #ZohoCRM. Today, we'll be looking at Zoho CRM and how it can help you to close deals better, smarter, and more importantly, faster. And also how you can get started using Zoho CRM for your business. The very first step would be setting up Zoho CRM for your organization. With Zoho CRM, this is a lot easier than it sounds. Step 1 would be adding users into CRM and setting roles and permissions to each one of them. To do this, we have roles and profiles in Zoho CRM. So you might wonder what are roles and profiles. Roles are nothing but which define who can see what type of data inside Zoho CRM, whereas profiles define different permissions for users based on their designations, say like what a user can or can't do inside CRM. So let's get to the CRM account and understand it better. So let me switch to the other window. So when you log into your CRM, this would be the first page you look at. And towards your top right corner, you can find the option Setup. This is a page where you can do a lot of operations, and under Users and Control, you can find the option Security Control. So I'm just picking up the roles. So this is where you will be able to define your organization's hierarchy. So roles also determine users' position in your organization's hierarchy. So you will be able to build up the hierarchy tree right here. So you can just add the subordinates for each and every role in your organization and just have a better and effective communication pathway built in for your employees in your organization. You can just click here to add a role, or you can also click on the new role button here in order to build your organization's hierarchy. So we have just built in a sample hierarchy here. This way you can just add the subordinates, or you can also edit the permissions right here with that pencil icon there. And next in place would be the profiles. So profiles determine the permissions, that is what a user can access inside CRM, like what he can see, create, edit, or delete inside CRM. In Zoho CRM, we have two predefined profiles, one the administrator and the other standard profile. So administrator profile is completely enabled with all the permissions. On the other hand, standard profile is little restricted from the admin level permissions. So we might need an intermediate profile that might suit the other designations as well, right? For that, you can just clone any one of the profile, or you can just click on new profile here. To name the profile right here, and then you can just clone the profile. you can choose the administrator or the standard profile. And if needed, you can give the description. In the newly cloned profile, you're free to edit any permissions, like edit or enable or disable any of the permissions as per the requirement of the designation. So this way you can just create a new profile and associate it to the designation. The profile, the best part is that whatever changes you make here will be auto saved and you need not save it separately. So this way you will be able to create the profile as well as have the roles set up in your hierarchy. And the next step would be associating the roles and profiles towards the user. So towards the left panel, you can find the users. This is where you can bring in your users by just clicking on new add user. So just click on the button and you can type in the first name, last name, email address, pick the role for the user and associate it with the relevant profile. A point to be noted here is an email invitation will be sent to this particular email address for that user. So on the other end, the user has to confirm the invitation and he can set a password for himself and then become a part of your CRM account. This way, you will be able to bring in your users and have them associated with the specific roles and profiles inside your CRM. Now we have got our users in, and next one, we just want our CRM to look towards our taste, right? So we might be in a need to customize CRM. But why do we need to customize CRM? Can't we use it as it is? Yes, the answer would be like every business is unique and so its needs are. So one particular size no more fits all, right? Yes. Having said this, we have designed CRM in such a way it lets you to do all the customization you need without writing a single line of code. It is quite simple as a single, easy as drag and drop. So what can be customized in Zoho CRM? You can customize modules, layouts, and fields in CRM. So let me show you what are modules, layouts, and fields. Switching to the CRM account. So modules are just known as the building blocks of CRM, which are usually represented at the top in the called tabs, say prospects, contacts, accounts, deals, and so on, which come up with their own layout and fields. So we have provided with more than 10 predefined fields to best suit your business requirement. Apart from the predefined fields, you can also add custom fields, that is create custom fields, and also edit these standard fields as per your business benefit. So what you can also do is you can also change the name or change the order of the modules there on the tab. As well, you can just hide certain modules as per your requirement. So how can we do that? We can just get to the customization here under setup page, modules and fields. In order to rename the module, you can just hover over the module and you can find the option rename. So I'm renaming the leads prospects module as leads. I'm just naming it again. In no time, I have renamed the module. The same way, you can just click on the organize module in order to change the order, or you can just make certain modules inactive. Say I'm just making these modules, since if I'm running a NGO or non-governmental organization where I don't need the modules like invoice or the price book modules. So I can just go ahead and uncheck those modules and click on save. So that will not be available on the tab anymore. This is how you will be able to manage your modules inside CRM. Let's understand how we can just create a module and how it's going to behave inside CRM. So I'm just clicking the new module button right here. So it will redirect you to a page where this is called the module builder. You will have certain fields there on the screen. Those are called the default fields. Towards your left, you can find new fields. We have provided with 20 different field types from which you can just go ahead and drag and drop the fields inside the module builder and build a module as per your requirement. Say, let's take an example, maybe real estate or a pastry shop. Okay, so okay, I get response like we can just go with real estate in the example. I'm just naming the module as buyers module. And I'm also renaming the layout from the standard layout to residential. So we have default fields over here. In addition to the default fields, I'm adding few fields, the custom fields. Say the mobile, phone number as mobile. I'm adding a pick list to find out the source of this particular module. And we do have one more benefit with this module, with this field. Let me tell you, when we talk about the web forms, say what are the different sources, maybe a trade show, and then ad campaigns. So this way you can just add one by one. Also, you can have the other options like you can find it from the predefined choices, or you can also have it with manual entry. Say if you have the options handy and you just want to paste it over this, the bulk option, you will be able to do that. Let me show you how you can do this. Okay, I'm just going to paste this here. Since I have already mentioned trade show, say cold call, website, referral, or the Facebook, Twitter, with just one click, I'll be able to get everything over here instead of typing one by one. I'm just going to click done. And then I'm also adding a pick list for a status. Let's say the status not contacted. Attempted to contact. And then contacted. So this way you will be able to add different options. I'm also adding a new section here. So let's say property details. Let's add a new date field. Date of visit and the expected delivery. And let's have a currency field. Let's say the budget. Let's have a pick list for the properties, different types of properties. Property info. Can I have various properties, villas, say duplex, let's say penthouse. So this way you will be able to add numerous options. So you can also add a multi-line for the address for the purpose of getting the address. So this you will be able to add different fields inside your module, and also you can edit the properties and set properties for permissions for different fields inside the module. Say I just want to make certain fields as required, I can just mark it as mark as required and make them as mandatory. As well, I can just make sure that certain fields are made as unique and will secure my CRM from duplicate values. Say no two person on earth can have the same email address, right? So everyone will have their unique email address. I'm just making this one as a unique field so that I can just double check I will not get any duplicate entries or based on the email. The same way you can set properties for each and every field inside CRM. So this way you will be able to bring in the fields and set their permissions. So I said like we might get inquiries for residential as well as commercial, right? So now we have created a residential layout. What if in case we get a commercial inquiry? We can go ahead and create a new layout and name it as commercial. The best part is that whatever changes you have made inside the residential layout will be there on the commercial layout even. You can edit from here. So this way you can just make sure that you have two different layouts for your convenience. Let's get to the module and see how it behaves. So this is a module we have created. I'm just going to try creating a record here. Let's Mia Jones and the email address. The mobile number. I'm just trying to submit it. Now I'm trying to add one more. Say, let's say Nancy. But I'm just trying to enter the same email address and see what happens. You just click on save. You will get an error message thrown on the screen. Duplicate values are not allowed. You can also find those details who was there on previously, there on this record. This way you can just make sure that you secure your CRM from duplicate values. Hope this is clear till now. If you have any questions, please post them on the questions box. I'll be happy to answer the questions that you may have. I just want to make sure that the pace of the webinar is fine. Should I slow down or make it a little bit fast? Just feel free to type in them in your questions box. All right. So if everything is fine, we'll go to the next topic. So now we have set the CRM as per our requirement, and our next concern would be bringing in data inside CRM. So when we talk about data, we expect data to be clean and free from duplicates, right? Yes. So in CRM, we have different modes of different modes to bring in the data. The most important and most used ones are like import and web forms. So Wimports lets you to bring in data from external sources, let it be an Excel sheet or a other CRM. So most of you would be using Excel sheet to bring in to hold data, isn't it? Yes. So most of you have readily available Excel sheet with you and just wanted to bring in data inside your CRM. And I'll show you how easily you can just push data inside your CRM from different sources. So let's get to the CRM account and let's try creating the import with our, we'll try this with our module. So I'm just clicking on the import button, import buyers. If you have your file ready handy, you can simply drag and drop here, or you can browse it from your system. We support the formats like .xls or VCF and .csv. So I'm just trying to bring in data, bring in a file here. The file is successfully uploaded and then click on next. So this is where you need to define the layout, whether you would like to push that particular file into a residential layout or the commercial layout. Say I'm selecting the residential, and there are three different types of action that can be performed for you. One, you can push them as a new lead, new buyers, that is new records. Say for example, you have a Excel sheet with 100 rows. You want to push everything inside your CRM, and then you can just choose this first option. If in case you have already updated few records and you found certain information missing in the updated record, so you have right now filled all the information in your sheet and then trying to upload it the second time. So you can choose the verifying columns, that is duplication columns, that which your file should be mapped on, like buyer's ID or the name or email address, and then you can proceed with this. So do not allow, we checked in the value, do not allow duplicate values, right? So with this, you will be able to map the fields. And the last option would be both. You can, as the name indicates, you can perform both the actions. Just click on the next. It's a crucial point where you need to map the fields against it. Say you would have named certain columns for your reference in your Excel sheet. And we have fields in Zoho CRM. Just to avoid confusion, you can just map the fields against it. So it will be easy for you to carry out. Just click on next. This is where you can just add task for the records which is coming in. You can also be able to add tags for better identification. And this is point where you will be able to add the users, that is record owners at this point. So whenever a record is pushed into CRM, you need someone to take care of it and push them to the next level, right? So for that, you can run a assignment rule, or you can also choose the owners manually. Just by clicking finish, you will be able to bring in your data inside CRM. So this is how you can just bring in data from your Excel sheet or from any other CRM. And the next interesting topic would be like web forms. Most of you will have your website, am I right? And you might get a lot of visitors visiting your website just to seek some information. So what if we say that you can push those visitors into CRM as your leads? Just by embedding a web form, you will be able to get the information, whatever your website visitors fill in that form, push directly into your CRM. A crucial point to be noted here is that there isn't any need for you to be an expert in writing codes to build these forms. It is just simply a drag and drop required to build this form. Let me show you how this works for you. So let's go to the setup page. And at the bottom, you can find developer space. And the last option is web forms. So web forms are module specific. So you can very well choose the module for which you would like to build a form and bring in the data. Say I'm choosing the module which we have created and create web form. When you are making certain fields mandatory, those fields will be there on the web form. So you can also edit the form from here. Let us edit the fields from here. So you can if you don't want the mobile number, you can very well delete it here. And as I like, we have a catch of the source fields, right? We can just make certain fields as hidden here. I'm just making this field as hidden, the source field as hidden. I just want the source field to be filled with default data, that is website. When your website visitors fill in the form, it is known that they are coming from website, right? So there isn't any need for you to display this field in the web form, but you can just make it with the default value. The same way I can bring in different fields here, say the properties. maybe they can just select the properties, or I can just have the information about their budget so that I can notify them if there is any. So this way you will be able to build the form here. Since the input is done, we got the notification there. So next step, and here you need to name the form. Say, let's say contact, maybe contact us or thank you. And the next one, you need to get the location URL. Mention the location URL where you will be pasting this web form in your website. It may be the first page or the last page in your website. If you're not sure, just leave it with a star mark. And the next one would be the landing page where you want your website visitors to land after submitting the form. And here we get records through web forms, and we need someone to take care of that. So we can just choose the owner, or you can run an assignment rule. Just click save, and here's the code ready for you. What you need to do is just copy the code and paste it in the website. That is, embed this in your website, and that will help you to get all the website visitors pushed directly into the module. So let me show you how this works. Just give me a few moments. So I'll just get it done for you. In the meantime, if you have any questions, type them in the questions box so I'll be able to clarify your doubts. I'm just getting it ready for you. So I guess most of you would be excited to see how this looks like, right? I just forgot to tell you about how you can also edit the font size, different fonts and colors, that everything can be customized as per your wish. So the form is right now ready, and I'll show you how this works. So this is how our form looks like. So I'm just typing in the information. So I select duplex, email address, and let the budget be some $1,000 and submit. So let's get to the module and see how this works. So when I'm selecting the module, I get the data. Say the name Anu I have entered, and all the data is pushed into here. And when I'm selecting the record, I can see the source as website. So can you see this here? Yes. This is how web forms help you in bringing in your data, website visitors information. So what next? You have started getting a lot of data inside your CRM, and by now you would have got much records filled in your module, right? What if in case you would like to look at few records based on specific region or a source? If you have less number of records, you can just open every one and check for the information you would like to have. But when you have a lot of data, checking it one by one wouldn't be a good idea, right? So this is where we have advanced filters, which actually lets you to discover such information in no time and help you to work on them instantly. So let me show you how you can do this. So let's get to the module. Say these are the smart filters we have here. Okay, I'm just selecting the source as website. You can also have multiple options. Say last, I'm selecting yesterday. Let's say between, and let's make it as today. So I'm just applying the filter. I can see there is only one record from this. So this way you can just refine the options, and also you can save this filter for your future use. So what will happen once you save the filter? Once you have saved the filter, you can see the number of records in each filter that will update in real time. So this will help you to get a quick snapshot of the volume of records under each of the saved file so that you can prioritize the action accordingly. So when you will be able to use the intelligent combination available here, advanced filters will truly work like a magic for you. So now we know how to just manage the data. I believe that the CRM is set according to the needs and now it has a clean data and we are ready to get started, right? Okay, so I feel like we might need some automation to be configured. So I get few questions here like why do we need to automate? Why do we need automation process? Okay, so let me tell you the answer. So automating your day-to-day activities will actually help you to get a lot of the time saved and you can also just reduce the manual effort. So by this way you will be able to run your business smooth and increase the team's productivity. Say, let's start off with the leads every single day we get into the business. Most of the time, you would manually have to assign it to a particular sales rep, isn't it? Okay, but as and when the business grows, doing this manually every single time is not the best option. So this is where we have assignment rules in place which will actually let you to assign the records to the users in Zoho CRM. So thus you will be able to get the right leads into the right hands. You can do this in two ways. One, based on a specific criteria. And the second, you can run a round robin pattern. So let me show you how you can do this. Let's get to the setup. Under automation, you can find assignment rules. Again, assignment rules are module specific. I'm just trying to create the one for the module which we have created. So I'm just selecting the criteria. Say, let's say we name this one as website. So I'm entering the criteria. Let's say the source is website. You can also add multiple options here as well. You can add different combinations. You can have and or pattern here to satisfy the criteria for your business needs. You can choose the ownership. You can choose a single owner from here. Say one of your user is expert in handling data from which you get through website. Or as and when your business grows, you might have a team to work on that particular requirement. So that time you can very well go for the round robin method and choose the users, or you can go with the groups, roles, and so on. So you can add more than one user here so that using round robin method, you will be able to equally distribute the leads which come into your business every single day. And using round robin method will actually help you to optimally balance the number of leads that every single rep handles every day. So you can just get the best out of them. You will be able to add the follow-up for the record owners right here and then have the information up and run. So I have a question for you here. So which type of assignment rule do you think will benefit your business by having a criteria or the round robin pattern? Just give me the quick answer. So we'll move to the next automation. All right. So now we have got the leads coming in. We have got the right person on it, right? Okay. So wouldn't it be great that if you could find out which are the right ones to focus upon so that we can just give more attention on those leads and convert them into our potentials? Yes, that's exactly we do with scoring rules. Scoring rules will actually help you to score them based on their different actions performed by our prospects, like based on the properties of the fields, or like the touch points, the sales insights, or the survey signals. So this way you will be able to score your leads and then prioritize them in order to push them into your potential, make deals with them. So let me show you how this works. So under towards your left, you can find the scoring rules right here under automation. So I have already set an example for the leads module here. You can also go ahead and add the criteria as per your requirement. Say when the lead source is Twitter, there are chances that they might likely to become the prospect in future. So I can also add the industry as large scale or like media enterprise. So this way I can add or subtract points when the prospect is going to select email opt-out. We will not be able to get in touch with them, that he is not interested in receiving the emails from us, right? That case, you can go ahead and subtract 10 points and bring them from the priority list. You can also have the email insights campaigns listed here. When you associate the social handles, you can also bring them here and then have scores there. So you can just run the scoring rules here. So once after this, you can just find out the scores when you get into the module at the record scores page. So I'm just having this. So I have the touch point scores here. Say we can make use of the filter right here. So I'm just selecting the touch point scores, which may be like greater than 10. So I'm just filtering. So I have very few records. Since I had more than 50, now it is only 5 records having the high top scores. So I'll be able to concentrate on these particular records or prospects in order to turn them into my potentials. So this is how you can just make use of the scoring rules. So now we know who we should get in touch with them. So the very next step would be starting up the follow-up activities, right? When we talk about follow-up activities, it would be like tedious and involve a lot of data entry work for your sales rep, like sending out an email and updating the fields in the CRM. Also, like assigning tasks for themselves, right? What if we say that you have a easier method that will actually help you to perform all these follow-up activities, like a workflow rule. So which you can just make sure that you send the email, create a task as well, just you can update the field simultaneously whenever a record is pushed into your CRM. Workflow rules are nothing but a set of rules that are executed when specific conditions are met, which will actually help you in automating most of your follow-up activities. Let's say we'll try to create a welcome workflow rule. So whenever a lead is created inside CRM, you will be in a need to send a welcome email, right? So let's see how this works for the business requirement. Say go to the setup, and here we have workflows. So again, I'm just selecting the rule here, create rule. We can just select the module, whichever we would like to have. Since we have created a new custom module and we are bound towards that, let's say we'll create the workflow rule for that. So welcome. And this is where you get the first question, when do you want this particular rule to be executed? On when the record is created or based on the time. Let's say welcome email would be sent whenever a record is created, right? So I'm selecting create. And the next one, here I can just specify a criteria, say the region is Sydney, or I can just have like different layouts. Layout is like residential, so I can set different criterias here, or I can just make sure that I select all buyers. So whenever a record is pushed in, this particular workflow rule will be triggered. You can have instant action as well as schedule action for your future. So I can just go ahead and click on email notification. The templates, the email templates are module specific in CRM. So you can very well create a template and associate here. Since we have just created the module, we are not having any templates right here. So I'm just creating a template. It is pretty simple to create a template in Zoho CRM. We have provided you with predefined templates which are readily available for your use. Say if you have a HTML code with you, you can very well insert it here and in no time you will be able to get a template. Say let's name it as welcome, and let's customize it with the buyer's name and hi. Using hashtag, you will be able to customize it. Say welcome to Welcome. So this is how you will be able to get the content here, and then regards. Let's say we have the owner, record owner, the signature from the record owner. This way you will be able to get your module template ready and then associate it with it immediately. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Yes, you can also add scheduled actions, say executed 2 hours, 2 days after the trigger rule. Let's say we can have a field update or a task added. Instead of field update, let me have a task. Okay, follow up. Task isn't started yet. So this way you will be able to trigger it in 2 days. Add task, update the views. You can do as many requirements can be filled through workflows. So we have created a workflow here and it is active. So hope this is clear for you till now, and I just have a question. How many workflows do you need to run your business? If in case you have any questions, please do post them on the questions box. I'll be happy to answer. Alright, shall we move on to the next topic? Okay, say this workflows are automated on specific conditions, right? Say for example, your sales rep tries to get in touch with your prospect every single day. You set them a target like they have to get in touch with 50 leads per day. They are trying to get in touch with 50 leads, but we can't assure that they will be able to reach each and every one. There are chances that they might miss out some 10 or 15, which goes for a voicemail, right? So what your sales rep usually does? Okay, so what actually your sales rep or what in general happens is when certain prospects are unreachable, they have to leave a voicemail and they'll send an email stating that they tried to get in touch with them and also update the field from not contacted to attempted to contact. Then they have to assign the task to themselves again, right? So what if we say that you can just do everything in one shot? So macros are a set of actions executed for a group of records in a module. So you can just manually do this, what a workflow does. So I'll show you how this works. Say your prospect has tried getting in touch with the user has tried getting in touch with the prospect and he was able to reach only the three. Say I'm just selecting the remaining and creating a macro for that. Let's say voicemail. and then select the template. You can create a template and for the example, I'm selecting the same template here. I can choose the status here. Status attempted to contact, and also I can add follow up after 2 days, not yet started. And then I can also notify the assignee. Set reminders, everything is possible here. And then create. Now I'm going to run this macro for you and show you how this works. Voicemail. So when I hit run, the status will be updated, email will be triggered, as well I'll be able to create a follow-up. So just wait for some moment. So if you can notice, we have created a task here. So we just mentioned for 2 days. So it is the task has been created for 14th of December. This way, macros help you in saving a lot of your data entry work and then move on for the next. So what next? As everything has started working in place, the next step would be getting in touch with your prospect in every single means, like communication starts here. So communication actually bridges the gap between you and your prospects. So your leads or prospects are everywhere on the globe and you will have to get in touch with them every single means, right? Yes. Imagine how helpful it would be like you can view all the interaction between you and your prospect within a single window. Say all your communication via email, Facebook, chat, Twitter, or any support tickets raised by your customer can be displayed in CRM, allowing you to follow up from one central hub. Yes, the good news is Zoho CRM is truly multi-channel and it allows you to access different channels like email, telephony, social, or chat. So let us get into the account and see how this helps you. Go to setup. So we have email, telephony, social, and chat here. How many ever mode of communication emerged in the modern time? Email is still considered as the most trusted source of communication, right? Yes, Zoho CRM lets you to see the full history of your communication with your prospect. It also helps you to get the email insights and just understand how your prospect has been responding towards your emails. So with the email integration with CRM, you will be able to get in that, get all the information inside your CRM window. CRM allows you to integrate your email in two different protocols. One, the IMAP integration, and the second, POP protocols. So when you select the IMAP integration, you get the additional option, the sales inbox, which is another innovation, an email client built exclusively for the salespeople. So helping them to get all the CRM contests into their mail. So it segregates the email into four different columns, say the deals, contacts and leads, not in CRM, and the colleagues based on the CRM data. It just helps you to avoid mixing up of mail and just saves much time in getting the information right in the column. And it also solves the other problem like switching between the email and CRM account. Say if you want to add a record from someone who is not in your CRM and are likely to become your customer, you can simply drag and drop the information inside this column and then you will be add them as your leads or contacts. This applies for the deals even. You can very well just drag and drop the contact from the contact section to your deal section to build up a deal. So you can just avoid shuffling between the email and CRM account. And the next important channel would be telephony. So when your customer gives us time over a call, it is pretty crucial that we need to bring the best out of it, right? So with our phone bridge integration, you can call the prospect and view all the information right from the CRM window. Let me show you how you can do that. So let's select the buyers module, and I'm just selecting the option, a record, opening a record. And when you get to the open activities, this is where you can add a call. Say, I'm just making the subject as demo. And for purpose, let it be the demo. And you can just start calling. You have various options, the current call, complete call, or you can also schedule a call. Say, I'm just start calling. In no time, you will be able to get in touch with your prospect. And when they're going to answer the call, you will be able to get the call description, say spoke with Nancy regarding, and you can just log the call and save it for your future purpose. So, and then I'm clicking save. So this will be pushed to closed activities, where in future you will be able to refer everything and then get all the information in your fingertips. And the next channel would be like social. Social Zoho CRM helps you to discover new leads and prospects and stay connected with them all across the channel. Now, the social media is being like the popular one, which has taken much control over the other media. Zoho CRM lets you to have the connection between you and your prospects in real time so that you can just communicate with them using the social tabs. You can also automate the lead generation through social channel. Like you can just configure the rules. Say when someone is going to like or message you, you can push them into leads or buyers module. When they are likely mentioning, replying, or retweeting your message, they are much interested when compared to the other prospects. So you can directly push them to contacts. You can also set the rules for the Facebook and Gplace and get the data pushed directly into your CRM account. And the next channel would be like chat. The chat here is powered by Zoho Sales IQ. This will help you to access the chat history of your leads. You can also convert the live chat into leads, add deals. Also, like you can create follow up right from the chat window. Say the integration between the sales IQ and the CRM will helps you to just get the all the information from like your visitors engagement in your website. Let's say you can just get the code from the sales IQ and you will be able to embed that in your website. So this helps you to get a chat widget and that pushes the data collector to your CRM database. Say when someone is online, I can just find them right here. Since there isn't anyone in the website right now, there is no information here found. This way you will be able to get all the information. Say I have the chat history right here. This can be just incorporated with the sale leads here. So when I'm going to select a record, I'll be able to get all the information. So this will be there on the CRM account even. As now the conversation has begun with the prospect, I'm sure that our calendars would be filled with events, calls, tasks, right? So having to track them, all the activities like in a notepad wouldn't be a better solution. So calendars would be the best choice and in order to show the list of events listed up for the day, week or a month. So marking them in the calendar in a calendar will help you to track the upcoming calls that are scheduled. So most importantly, that gives you an idea what is lined up for the day and for the week, how it is going to be for you. So for this, we have the little calendar towards the right top. So You'll be able to select the view and get all the information at your fingertips. The best part is that you can also create events right here. So just by clicking create, you can create an event or a call from the calendar event. Say just you wanna fix an appointment with your prospect and you want to check whether you're available on that particular day. So you're checking the calendar and you find that you're available in that particular time slot. You need not go back to the CRM account or the particular lead in order to create the event. You can directly create the event from the calendar page. You can also mark as unavailable if in case you're moving out of the country or on a vacation. And you were also allowed to view the other users' events and calls from your page if you have the administrative access. And the best part is that the calendar synchronization allows you, the Zoho CRM calendar allows you to sync the calendar with other options like the Google and Microsoft. So you other calendars. So in the marketplace, you can find the Google. You can sync the CRM activities with your Google Calendar as well as the Microsoft Calendar. You can also have it synced with the other iOS devices like your MacBook or your Apple Watch and so on. The result is that whatever you create inside the Zoho CRM, the events created inside the Zoho CRM will be synced across the other calendars. The vice versa is also available. So whenever you create an event from the other calendar, that will be sent to the Zoho CRM and you can find those information on the calendar space, right? And now we know how it is, how it started working, and it's time for us to measure the performance, right? For that, we have Zoho CRM's reports. So in Zoho CRM, the report is powered by Zoho Reports. So we have a separate module here, reports module. So CRM has reports module which has 40 different predefined predefined or standard reports for the user's benefit. You can also use the custom reports which are like fully customizable, allowing you to have the cross-linking modules or the three-level grouping, also scheduling report generation. So apart from the 40 predefined or standard reports, you can very well customize the reports as per your business requirements. Say if you feel that this readily available reports are not of your taste, you can go ahead and create the report right here. So I'm just clicking the create report. Here we'll be able to select the modules, the basic module and the related module here. Say activities and say emails. So you can select three different modules right here and then you can just go to the report type. You have different report types like a tabular report, summary or the matrix. Let's say we'll take the summary report and you can add the columns right here and you can also group it. Say I'm grouping it with the owner, record owner, and like activities created by or the created time. And you can also have some filters. You can just select the basic folder which you would like to save the record and let's name it as test. So this is how the record would look like. This one seems to be pretty huge, right? It has so many columns and it is a little confusing. So what also can be done is you can also create a chart. So before that, you can also export this report into XLV, CSV or PDF formats. You can send the file immediately or you can schedule it. You can also edit from anywhere. Let me create the chart here and let's see how it works, how it looks like. So let's have a different type here. Click save. So I have different records. The huge detailed report is being now showed into a pictorial representation. So with this, you get an idea as how it is being faring upon. And you can also add them to the dashboard. So dashboards are nothing but the pictorial representation of the custom report data, so which will give you a real-time snapshot of the key metrics. You can create a dashboard for your use, or you can also share it with few or selected users of your organization. So let's say we create a new dashboard and let's name it as test and then add. Let's go to the dashboard and see how whether we are able to find it out. I'm just clicking on this. So when we get down, this is what we have created, right? This is the dashboard we have created now. You can also add this to your home page. So home page are nothing but the first thing you look into when you log into your CRM. So this is one of the most important section as well, right? Say, this contains different modules, like contains components from different modules. Let me show you. So this is my home tab, and this has the tab components like contacts versus deals, the unread contacts. I can also add different components right here. See, there are different types of views. One, the classic view, which will have certain predefined deals components right here. And the other one, the user's home. You can add the options here right here. So I can just add the component. So from dashboard, let's get to the thing what we have created now. Let's name it as test again. Click on save. So this is how you will be able to bring in the dashboard into your home page. So the best part is that there are also options to share your home dashboard with the specific roles of your organization. So this way you can make sure that people view what they should. Like you can just have the leads, today's leads displayed for your sales rep, or like the pipeline, the sales pipeline. You can just make a home tab with the sales pipeline towards your sales managers and then assign that one to your sales managers. So you can just customize the homepage for your users based on what you want them to look upon. Say, let me go ahead and customize it. You can add component from here, as I said. You can also reorder it. You can just drag and drop in here. So you can just reorder it. Let's say you'll customize the homepage and see how it works. And you can just edit the properties right here. You can add additional managers or you can just delete few. This way you'll be able to uh, have the home page displayed for specific members of your organization so that they'll be able to get to know what exactly is firing upon. All right. And thank you, but no, actually, wait for a few seconds. We have two more incredible features when it comes to Zoho with real time and intelligent. It's the sales signal, the real time with sales signal. Sales signal feature in Zoho CRM provides you the real time notification. Say You can keep track of all the prospect information across various channels and follow up with them from one interface, that's the Zoho CRM. Say for example, you have your when your email is being delivered or opened by your prospect, or when it is bounced, or when your prospect is mentioning your product in in any of the social media. So this can be viewed in one column, that is a sales signal. So how can you get through sales signal? So at the top, next to the setup email and the email magnet, you have the bell icon. So just click on the bell icon. You get a column right here. This is where you will be able to get all the information at your fingertips. Say when you receive an email from your prospect, or when the email is bounced, opened, or any actions taken by your prospect in any of the social media will be notified to you in real time, so you can just get in touch with them and give them a pleasant experience, right? Yes. So how can you enable this one for your CRM? Just get to the setup page, channel, and then sales signal. So here you will be able to enable the permissions or the settings for whichever medium you would like to have. When you're gonna integrate the telephony, you will be able to have to get the notification on missed calls, surveys, sales IQ. Say when you integrate the CRM with your desk application, you will be notified whenever there is a new ticket um, created by your prospect. The same way it is applicable for the Facebook, Twitter, or the G Plus accounts. And we have one more person for you to be get introduced. Meet Zia, the AI-powered sales assistant for your CRM. So what actually she does for you? She detects the anomalies even before they occur. Say when unusual things are happening, you will not be able to notice it finally, right? Zia helps you in detecting that and making sure that you get on track, having the corrective measures taken immediately. It also finds out the best time to contact your prospects, also suggests you the macros. Say I'll show you when I'm trying to select a page here, a record. Towards my right, I can find the option, the best time to contact. Yes, this is by Zia. She does this based on the past interactions I had with this particular prospect. So this way she'll be acting as a true sales assistant, and she also actively suggests the macros so that you can just make sure that running a macro will help you getting in touch with your prospect, right? So this is how Zia helps you in getting saving the time. She also helps you with you can ask her any questions, right? The column Ask Zia. Say when you are like pulled into your team meeting of Blue, you can just ask Zia to get the information instantly and have the presented in the meeting in no time. You can also create events from here, and you can just set schedule calls. So Zia will actually help you in getting all the information inside Zoho CRM. And that brings us to the end of the webinar. If you have any questions, please use the chat box and I'll be happy to answer the questions. And you can also write to the support helpline like support at zohocrm.com if in case you have any questions in future. If you want any callback from our account manager, from your account managers, drop in your contact information right here, so I'll be able to pass it on to the team and ask them to get in touch with you in a couple of working days. Don't forget to tweet us mentioning at the rate ZohoCRM. Your feedback is much more valuable for us. Hope I was able to provide some knowledge for you all. And this is Shami signing off and expecting you to be a part of one more webinar in future.